Good day, everyone, especially to you, Mr. Michael Marcolos Cusin. I am Rika Zanjin Putalan Alam from BSED English 4. Today, I will be discussing the subtopic, the 4.7 verbal and nonverbal communication strategies as applied in teaching in the Module 4 Communication Cues focus on verbal and nonverbal symbols. Since the verbal and nonverbal communication has already been defined in the recent reporters, I will just give a brief definition of it. So, a verbal communication, it refers to the production of spoken language to send an intentional message to a listener, while a nonverbal communication, it is a transmission of messages or signals through a nonverbal platform such as eye contact, facial expression, gestures or posture, and even a body language. It also includes the use of social cues, kinesics, distance, and physical environments or appearance of voice and of touch. Now let us proceed to the strategies as applied in teaching. In verbal communication, based on research, there are 4 strategies. The first one is be genuine rather than manipulative. So if you are communicating to someone, you need to be natural in being honest or be yourself. You don't need to sound someone who knows everything like a genius if you're not. You just need to be honest in your thoughts and ideas when you communicate to someone else. For example, in the class discussion, when the teacher is asking a question to his or her student, the student must answer to what he or she has only learned from it to avoid complexity in his or her answer. In short term, be yourself. Speak honestly and openly. As much as possible, be natural. The second strategy is empathize rather than remain detached. So, empathizing does not mean being nosy. The detachment and does not mean being out of the business. Empathizing means you care to the person whom you are talking to. It means of showing a sense of sensitivity. When someone is talking to you, when you are communicating, you need to listen them carefully and do not interrupt to avoid misunderstanding. For example, the students in the classroom must listen carefully to the teacher's discussion for them to gain information correctly. In this part, the students are showing a sense of sensitivity to their teacher not to be offended because they listen him or her carefully. In the short term, empathize rather than remain detached is showing a sense of sensitivity. The third strategy is value yourself in your own experiences. In communicating to someone, the first basis of our ideas and opinions are our experiences. So when we say something to a topic, we base it on our experiences. So when we communicate to other people, we tend to expect that our opinion and thoughts are being respected to the receivers. Example, in the class scenario is when explaining a discussion. Sometimes we base the topic in our experiences and we expect that our listeners will respect that. The last but not the least is using affirming responses. Just like the second strategy, we need also the response to our receiver who we talking to. We need to respond to them sensitively, respond rightly, and respect each other's thoughts. So those are the 4 strategies in verbal communication. First is be genuine rather than manipulative. Second is empathize rather than detached. Third, value yourself in your own experiences. And fourth is using affirming responses. Next is the nonverbal communication strategies. In many situations, much of our communication occurs through nonverbal behavior. The nonverbal behavior communication can be a useful strategy for communicating emotions like empathy, compassion, and acceptance. Now, I will show you the 4 nonverbal communication strategies. First is the facial expression. The human face is expressive. and able to convey a countless emotions without even saying a single word, unlike some of the nonverbal communication strategy. The facial expression is universal. In facial expression, there are the happiness, the sadness, hunger, surprise, fear, and many more. Next is the hand gesture. Hand gestures, when we say big, we act like this. When we say small, we act like this. Or when we're teaching, we say, okay, we're somewhat going to be like this sign, something like this. Or the okay sign. So the third one is the eye contact. Since the visual sense is dominant to most people, eye contact is an especially important type of nonverbal communication. The way you look at someone, you can communicate many things including the interest, the affection, hostility, or attraction. So remember that eye contact is important in maintaining the flow of a conversation. The last one is body language. It includes the movement and the postures. The way you move and carry yourself communicates a wealth of information to the world. The nonverbal communication strategy is essential because your nonverbal communication cues, the way you listen, the way you look, move, and act, it tells the person who you are communicating with it, whether or not you cared about, if you're being truthful, and how will your listening when your nonverbal match up with the words you are saying, they increase the trust, clarity, and rapport. When they don't saying, they increase the trust, the clarity, and rapport. When they don't, they can generate tension, mistrust, and confusion. If you want to become a better communicator, it is important to become sensitive, not only to the body language and nonverbal cues of others, but also to your own.